Welcome to the Stina Show. Happy Thursday. Everyone had a great week. It's been beautiful here in New York. Sky! Tonight's guest, hi Sky, I see you. LGBT Multimedia Performance Artist, Director, and Producer, Sky Palkowitz. Yes! You did it, Sky!
I pressed the right button.
Yeah.
Wow, I can see both of us. Well, it's actually 3 little headbands, and it reminds me of my mother in the 70s with terry cloth everything, you know?
It's beautiful. I love the color. That's the pansexual colors, from what I understand.
Well, you know, we'll get to that later, I'm sure, but I used to be pansexual.
I used to be one. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. How you been?
Yeah, it's great to be here. Today is a crazy day, as every day is in the life of the delusional diva. So I must warn you and all of my fans and all of my public that my dog right now just got out of surgery. So my wife is going to go pick her up. My cat went missing for 2 hours today, and we were searching all over the Church of Scientology for my cat. And you know, that's a typical day. So life is good, and I'm not a quitter. And so I said, well, no matter what's going on, I have to be there for Stina.
Oh, so, thank you. Did you find your cat?
We found the cat. Yeah. If we didn't, I probably wouldn't be on now. But
yeah,
we got a report. The dog, my little dog thing, Serendipity Countess Glitter Bitch, is doing fine. She's out of surgery, and just a weird story. One of my cats slashed her stomach in the middle of the night, and she had like this hole in her tummy. Wow. So, you know, but nothing can stop me from being here with you.
Not even the Scientologists. You say thank you, Sky. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
My mom said you're so sweet. She commented because she loves animals, so anything.
Oh yeah, we do too, and I think that's what caused it. We feed the strays outside, and so now we've got possum, raccoons, stray cats, birds, you know, anything outside, and it makes the cats and the dog on the inside go, what's out there? What's out there? They just flipped out in the middle of the night. It was a brawl. We woke up freaked out. My puppy screamed, and then I calmed her down and realized she had a slash in her
tummy. Oh no. How old is she?
She's almost 3.
She'll come back fine. But yeah, that's baby girl. Well, God bless. I'm happy to hear. Welcome again. You and I met in LA. Are you still in LA?
I'm still in Hollywood, land of dreams. Waiting for the dreams to keep coming true. But yeah, I'm still here. But you know, I'm from New York, and it's funny that you're back in Long Island, and I never played you my song Long Island Lesbian, but you'd love it.
I gotta check it out. But yeah, you and I met at SAG, and I used to see you there all the time. Every week all the time we used to see each other.
Yeah, for many, many years, I was always networking and socializing and out on the scene. We were talking about this, you know, how life has drastically changed. I'm an extrovert and somebody who has, for the last 35 years, I've probably barely spent one night a week, you know, at home, maybe a few nights a year. And now I have not a house since the beginning of.
I had a spam call.
Oh, in the middle of our show.
Yeah. How rude, right?
So yeah, I haven't really left the house, and we used to go to movies and screenings and events and lectures and symposiums, and now everything is Zoom.
Yeah, SAG events, right? They're Zoom, but it's so different. I miss you guys. I miss hugging and holding it and running to hold someone's seat. You remember that?
Yeah. I'm on my way. Get the seat.
Yeah. It was good times. Well, hopefully again soon.
Yeah. It looks like that. Yeah.
So it changed your whole. I mean, obviously everyone was shaken by this past year, but your whole Everything was changed for you.
It's changed my life. Yeah, it really is, you know, a shift in my way of being, to go from always, you know, I have a lot of friends. I'm a very social person. I grew up as an only child, so I always wanted to be surrounded with people, and being a performer, you know, on top of that, like, you always want people around you and the attention and the learning, networking. And I really don't see going into a theater still anytime soon, like this year, and not as a performer,
Right,
or an audience member. But I do have hope, you know, that next year, you know, things will shift again and we can get back to more of a normal life. But safety above all. So
are you vaccinated?
I'm not going to talk about this. No, we're not vaccinated yet. And, you know,
Sorry.
that's a whole hour conversation that we don't want to have here. I want to talk about fun things, but no, not.
I actually have a dry throat. Don't mind me, okay? Keep talking, but
Um,
no, I don't care. I'm just curious. I'm not really. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I am because of the military. But that's it. But
Yeah.
All right. When you were a little baby, Sky, did you know you wanted to be a performer?
Yes, since before birth, I think. But
I love that.
it, you know, some people, it takes time in their lives to kind of find themselves, and other people know right off what their calling is. And that's what it was. I started with dance, not by my choice. Well, I don't think. My mom always wanted to be a dancer, so she must have enrolled me in dance classes really early on. I was living in Queens until I was 5 years old. Born in Manhattan, lived in Queens.
Nice.
These really vague memories of being really little, like 2, 3 years old, in a full-on tutu and, you know, costume, singing and dancing on a big, big stage somewhere in New York. And that was the beginning of it. And then when I was 5, we moved to Long Island. And when I was 8, I started serious singing.
Nice.
And I think that's kind of when everything hit. I had this wonderful music teacher when I was in elementary school, and she was very inspiring, and she turned me on to music, classical music, and singing. And so I was in choir, and then I started private voice lessons. So my voice was my first real instrument. I gave up dance early on, maybe 6, years old. And then I started acting when I was 14. But I'll tell you, even you ask, did I know from when I was young?
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I get the local neighborhood kids together, and we would write shows and script things together and perform them for our parents and our parents' friends. And that was the beginning of my performance art, just kind of taking control, writing things, being imaginative.
A director too.
What?
A director too.
Yeah. Producer, director, actor from a very early age. And my first show was Bye Bye Birdie in high school. And that moment confirmed this is my life calling. It was the audition for Bye Bye Birdie. I was, I got cast as Mae Peterson, Albert's mother. I was 14. So, I was a Jewish grandmother from the time I was 14. And I stepped on stage to do the audition, and we had this open call. There were over 200 kids auditioning. I went to one of the top school districts in Long Island, Sachem, very, very big student body. So like over 200 kids were there, and we had to audition in front of everybody. And that was the scariest thing, because if you remember 9th grade, kids weren't very nice. And I looked like this, and so that was even... more reason for in the 80s to get picked on, because I was a punk rocker. And, and I went and I did the audition, and I got a standing ovation in the audition, and I got the role. And that was it. When everybody was laughing and enjoyed my audition, I had put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
that was it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing I can do for the rest of my life. Make people laugh, entertain, inspire, educate through the use of theater. And I've pretty much spent my whole life doing that in so many different ways.
Oh, that's so cool. So that's, you always make me laugh. So that's funny that you made people laugh at a very young age.
Yeah, found my calling. Well,
Yeah.
my mother's motto was, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So I grew up with a lot of laughter. And my mom had a really hard life, and my dad was really sick when I was young. So, and being an only child, you know, I just wanted the attention. I wanted to entertain. I wanted people to laugh. I wanted people to have fun. I wanted to lighten things up.
Right.
And that's lived on through my work. It's my life calling, and I hope I can do it for at least another 50 years.
Thank you. No, that's a performer's core, as essence, is to just is put the light into other people, right?
Yeah.
So a happy Pride, by the way.
Happy Pride. That's why I'm having a bad hair day on top of everything else. So I just let me put these.
I love your hair today.
They look very gay, right?
Well, pansexual. I was going to say pansexual.
Yes.
I think the middle. So the pansexual is, I forget, blue on the top, pink and the outside, and yellow in the middle, I think.
Oh, I didn't. So should I switch?
Yes.
I didn't know anything about that. I know it used to be bandanas in the pocket if you had your, you know, the red bandana halfway sticking out, or the black bandana in the back left pocket. You know, you were into S&M, or you were.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was a whole culture. But the you know, this.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a flag. They're flags, you know.
Yeah, I don't even.
Those are just the color.
I just say I'm just sexual.
Period.
Yeah.
So you're so funny. I saw, well, I'll show it later on, but I saw the description for Calling America, and it's very funny. I'll just say pot smoking Jewish lesbian punk rocker clown from New York.
Oh,
that's the description.
I've got phone calls coming through. I've got texts coming through, and I can see you and me, and this is a whole new world for me.
Yeah, Instagram just your first live. Yeah, wow.
Well, I did a Facebook Live, but never an Instagram. So
same monopoly, but a different application.
And you de-virginizing me.
It's not the first time.
Okay. Well, I shouldn't flirt with you. My wife may be watching.
Where is Ingrid? I miss Ingrid.
She's picking up the puppy.
Oh man, that's good. We need mom. You call her mom for the puppy? Do we have a name?
Do I call
Mama?
Oh, because we're both mommies. Like I'll say, Mommy Ingrid is home, and she, you know, like if she comes back from a hike, she gets like all excited.
Cute, how cute. Well, tell her we said hi, and we will. But I know she's doing big things just like you are.
Yeah.
So that's the part of the LGBT. You have a wife, right? She's your wife?
She's my wife. We're legally married. It's I thought we're going to talk about this later, but let's just get this out of the way. Yeah, we've been together 12 years. We've been married for 4. I never was that person who was ever going to get married, let alone be in a long-term monogamous relationship. I never believed in monogamy. I was absolutely pansexual, polygamous, you know, dated men, dated women, love people. And we'll talk about it in my work, how my theme and my message is always just universal love. But Ingrid stole my heart, and she actually said to me on the second date, you know, break up with those other girls, you're going to marry me. And I was like, oh no. You know, I don't know if you've heard the joke about, you know, what do you get a lesbian on a second date?
Is it U-Haul or no? Is that something?
A U-Haul? When you get a gay man on a second date?
What?
What second date?
That's
but
true.
Ingrid and I took it slow. You know, it's like one of the first relationships in my life. I was like, if you really believe we're going to get married, like, let's just take our time and, you know, and get to know each other. And boy, it's a whole nother world. And I'm very happily married. And I do not, you know, I'm no longer pansexual. I'm just with Ingrid, and it's a beautiful companionship and a partnership, because she also is an actress and a screenwriter and a director and a producer, and so we're working on film projects from home in pandemic together. We're composing music for her film. She's written a film that we're both starring in that we're getting ready. We're in pre-production, and she kind of lights a fire under my ass and inspires me and tells me what to do. And it's nice in a lot of ways to have a bossy wife who has dreams and goals and inspiration, who, wants to get work done. And so,
Right.
not only that, but she's like my personal trainer. I lost like 40 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, you look
years.
Great, by the way. You look
Thank
very
you.
good. Yeah.
So to tell you.
Oh my God, who is that? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So so COVID was bittersweet, but for you, it seems to have done a lot.
Yeah, I really, I feel it's a time to work on what I choose to work on, and the work has been, it's risen to a whole nother level, because I decided to take some classes and up my skills. And so a year and a half ago, in February last year, right before pandemic hit, Ingrid and I made a short film that she wrote, and I directed that, and it was awesome. And, I just realized, like, my calling as a film director.
What is it called?
I'm a great director. It's Samuel Sexy. And it was a short based on a full feature that she's written that, we were working on producing, but now we've switched modes into another script. But when pandemic hit, and I have clients and people that I work with on solo show material for theater, I've done 7 solo shows around the country over the years. I'm also on the board of directors of the Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival, which I'll talk more about later. So, I'm very, very active in the solo theater community. My last show, Calling America Don't Hang Up, went to Off-Broadway at Theater Row. And I love teaching and dramaturging and directing other people to help them realize their dreams and their solo shows. So we went to multimedia, and, everything now, we've been creating short films out of what would be for stage. I said to my clients, okay, we can sit back and keep writing a show for theater, but we really don't know how much time until we can sit in an intimate setting like a 99-seat theater or a 300-seat theater and be with people. So if you want to get your work out there, technology, let's make some interesting multimedia art.
Why not? Yeah.
And some clients, are still just working on theater. I have a client in Las Vegas that I work with on her solo show, and she just wants to do it for the theater. But the other people were very open. And so I've produced like close to 20 short films in the last year that are all on the YouTube channel with other people's work, poets, musicians. I make music videos. It's just stepping away from the acting for a bit to be able to help others with their acting and with their storytelling.
And it's the skill that you can flip around either way, because you've been doing it for so long. You can play all these roles.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. My birthday was Monday.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Awesome. Geminis are good. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
So I jack of all trades and trying to master them all as well. So I can't just do one thing. People say focus on one thing to be successful, but art is such a part of me, and I do so many different things, and I could never just be satisfied doing one thing, even one thing at a time. So my world is always spinning. I'm today directing, producing, tomorrow I'm dramaturging, writing this, creating a video, making some music, taking a class, I'm learning Spanish. So much going on.
My Spanish Latin friend today I was on the phone with, I said, I have no attention span. I do music one day, art the next, whatever. She said, well, good for you because you're creative. You have all these ideas. You need to do them. Because at first I was like, oh, I can't focus. She said, no, you have many ideas. That's a great thing. I love her. She puts a positive thing. And I said, oh, yeah, I guess if you have the ideas in your head, how else are they going to get out?
Exactly. And that's, just what I'm finding now. Use pandemic to do the things that call to you. And that's what I inspire in my students. To not have to go do a job and waste all the time driving somewhere to sit in an office or to sell somebody something that's not yours. I just feel that part of my life is done. I've done the waitressing, I've done the office work, I've done the fundraising. My life is the arts, and I'm good for a reason. There's only a few things I want to do and achieve, and so I'm working on it.
Congratulations.
Cousins are on. My cousins in North Carolina. Happy birthday week, Sky. You're amazing. Oh, that's so sweet. Hi, cousins. I didn't know you could read the comments.
I was going to go up, actually. Someone earlier said, hold on, they said, Long Island Lesbian is a classic.
Who said that?
Ro.
Oh, yes. That's the Long Island Lesbian I want to introduce you to. Ro, Christina.
Nice to meet you, Ro.
Have a phone call after the show. I'm just saying.
We will. Oh, and now all these other people. My mom said happy birthday, Rebecca. Your cousin said happy birthday week, and Eric said jobs, boo.
I've got ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends on. These are like my fans. They're my exes. Like, it's just
Satria said, hey, sweetie. A lot of people are giving you love.
My soulmate. Hi, Cliff. You actually joined. I'm so happy to see you. I love you, Cliff. I have known Cliff since I was 14 years old. He's in Patchogue.
Wow. Represent. Long Island, represent.
And Cliff and I have a very, very special relationship. And he is, we've been writing poetry back and forth to each other since we were 14. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Since your theatrical awakening. Wow, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So just to pivot off of that, the teaching idea, you teach people how to audition or how to get agents. I remember you said something like that.
Yes, I do that as well. I taught acting at the University of Iowa for many years. I also taught in schools all over the country doing theater, educational theater, event theater. And now with everything changing in the industry, we're really not going out to audition rooms anymore. Everything is self-tapes. If you're an actor or performer, you know the term self-tape. And casting directors are looking at everything from what you do with your phone at home. So I have some clients that I work on with self-tapes for their auditions that come up, and others who are creating self-tapes to lure new agents or managers or representatives to rep them. And so I teach acting, I teach self-tapes, I teach a lot of different skills to what it takes to be an actor in Los Angeles or New York. I have some workshops I've been developing for the college circuit, but I don't know how that's going to go now with, it maybe just be Zoom classes. I don't know that I want to travel around the country right now. But, I teach performance art. I teach accent reduction. I teach voice and diction. Just anything, if there's something arts related and you need some coaching or training, I'm your girl. I'm going to.
So how would someone watching this contact you to get that?
I'm the Delusional Diva. You can email me, sky@delusionaldiva.com. You can join me on my Instagram, Delusional Diva, my Facebook, Delusional Diva, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, Delusional Diva. You can call me. My number's on my website. You can stalk me on social media. You can shoot me an email. You can.
And a lot of people, like I've been doing this professionally for 15 years, like on the books, right, for 15 years. You have the experience. I've met a lot of people, and you show up, and showing up is what gives you the experience. I don't even know how many things you've showed up to. I just know that when I showed up, you were there a lot of the time in LA, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, part of it is being in the right place at the right time and meeting the right people. So we go out and we nurture these relationships and we meet the people who we respect, who are doing what we do, and we hope to work with them someday, and we nurture these relationships. But showing up is definitely that. That's why I couldn't, even though I have all these emergencies going on, I wasn't going to leave you hanging for an hour.
Thank you.
And that's the thing. You have to, when you develop a reputation, especially in Hollywood, it just takes one negative strike against you to kind of total your career. So you have to treat your own your
Reflection.
your profession with dignity and with integrity, so that people know that they can rely on you. And I always teach that to my students. It's something I strongly believe in. You got to show up. You got to be there, or how do you know? You never know if you don't show up.
You never know. No, and sometimes it's scary, but you do it anyway,
Yeah.
So what is avant-garde? How it's very important, special subject for you, right?
So when I moved to Los Angeles in the year 2000, and I had already done 5 years, 2 different colleges, universities of graduate studies. My first 2 years was studying Shakespeare and classical theater, so I'm very versed in the classics. And that's where my core training came from.
Great.
That was the University of Delaware, with the professional theater training program. It's a very specialized graduate conservatory for Shakespeare. And then I was at the University of Iowa. And when I moved to LA, I had already some of the New York avant-garde, some of the performance artists that had inspired me, like Penny Arcade and Laurie Anderson, and some of the people who are in New York. But I had only studied some of the people who were here in LA. And I very quickly hooked up with Rachel Rosenthal. And Rachel Rosenthal was a guru of the avant-garde. And she was my mentor. I worked with her for nearly a decade. And she taught the idea of avant-garde came from France, from Anthony Artaud, and from like the 40s, doing instant theater and not always using dialogue to express yourself. So a lot of the avant-garde work that I've done as a performance artist, is using body, using voice, using costumes, using props, using music, everything, along with some words or some gibberish, but not all dialogue based like a play. So for nearly a decade, I developed a lot of, just expressing myself, doing weird stuff all the time, and trying to, create themes out of utilizing everything you can as an artist. And that's avant-garde. And it carried through in my work, in Calling America, Don't Hang Up. I mean, it's pretty outrageous. Like, I'm not just somebody who does monologues or characters. I'm also going to, be in an alien mask and a flag and get naked and do weird things. I like to shock and I like to stir. I like to create visual imagery that an audience can interpret on their own. And then, add some dialogue here and there and mix in the characters. So it's a different form. Everybody in Hollywood's an actor, but I'm a performance artist. And so I bring that element into my solo work and into everything I do as a director, as a filmmaker.
So I'm going to show this trailer for Calling America, Don't Hang Up. What kind of video is this now?
So this is one of the early videos that was compiled before I actually took the show. The show premiered in San Francisco at the San Francisco Fringe Festival.
Cool.
Then I did a piece of it here in LA, and then I did it in New York. And each time the show changed because I was able to, develop it for a different type of audience. San Francisco audience is very different than a New York audience. So just to give you a little background, I worked on this show. I started developing pieces at a gay space in LA called Highways Performance Space in Santa Monica.
Cool.
And it's a theater that, specializes in queer performance. And I started doing these 10-minute pieces and just exploring some of the stories from my personal life, which was I was raising money for a very conservative think tank. And that was very conflicting with who I am as a person and as an artist. So I thought, what better thing to do than to kind of be a spy in that world, study them, and then do a show. So Calling America came out of 10-minute pieces that I eventually compiled together. My art partner, Jason Jen, went with me to San Francisco. We took a bunch of all these different pieces. I laid them out on a floor and went, okay, how does this all fit together? Now I need an hour and a half long show, but I have all these pieces and all these characters. So this video that you're about to see is an early trailer of some of the past work before it became a full-on, full-length show. And it's quite interesting and exciting. I think it shows a bit of my character work as well as my avant-garde performance. So play it from beginning to end, and I hope people enjoy this and aren't freaked out.
Cliff said your shows are amazing, and Eric said as a writer too. So.
Thank you. Check this out. Oh, there's the computer. Okay, and turn the volume up.
Yeah, no, I try. Wait, nice.
My name is Palkowitz, and I'm known as the delusional. I want you to be able to entertain. Well, I'm not doing what I'm doing, and so I keep doing it. I did not come to this country because I want to open up the donut shop. What's the envelope? No, so you're calling, but you're kidding. You're calling because you want to thank me. I mean, you're raising money for evil people. I mean, these people don't even believe in like health insurance, and you're a lesbian, and you're a clown, and you're a pot smoker, and a performance artist. I mean, these people, they're at war, and they believe in missile defense, and they hate the lesbians, and they hate the Jews too. So what are they doing? I mean, what? I don't get it. And you raise money for our current president. Oh, don't you feel dirty working for the side? Because you back on the right side. Everything is done right. America is built on the Constitution. A right for free speech. A right to bear arms. You can tell you live it up, and I'm fine because this place is hell, and there is no heaven. So you bite the bullet if you have to. Do it for the crew. I mean, what happens when you have a 17 or an 18 or a 19 or a 22 or 23-year-old who listens to all this? And then they think that it's okay, they can go and experiment. And then they can just apologize and all their sins are absolved. Oh, do you want that happening in your neighborhood? My next door neighbor cousin shot him in the neck 2 weeks ago and he's dead. This is America, safe? No, I'm not giving you $20 a month so you can save the wild turkeys in Southeast Asia. If you show me this milk and honey, a land of opportunity, well, then maybe you can talk to me. They hang up on me right away if I say, hello, this is Fatima. I come from the Father Brothers Foundation. You went up to our father, you paid him a little bit of money, and you went home with him for the rest of your life. Boy. I'm not kidding. So we die for so many other reasons, like greed and war. Why should we die because we love somebody? We wouldn't have this back at home. And they wouldn't even call me by what I wanted to be called. But I think I want to change my name. I said, hello, my name is Christina White. And then I'm nice Christian, and I'm white, girl. And then the whole country is run on pharmaceuticals. We have pot cookies, we have pot brownies, we have pot popcorn. We have hot butter, we have hot candy, we have hot lollipops. We have hot taco shells, we have hot pasta, very good. We have all vegan muffins. But I'm talking for real. I'm really having real conversations, okay? Don't hang up on me. No, I'm talking to you. No, I'm talking to you. Oh, really, please, I'm calling America. Don't hang up. I'm talking to you, and you, and especially you.
The good OnlyFans costume.
Yeah, it's hard to hear the music stuff
And now the list.
with your setup, but
It's funny. I love that. I think you really got lost in a lot of those characters.
yeah, I love doing voices and accents and playing men, and I played a black character, which caused a lot of controversy. And, you know, that's kind of what I do. I like to push the envelope, but all of my shows and all of my work stands for just basically love thy neighbor for they are you, that we may all have our differences and we may not all believe the same things. We have differing opinions, but why fight over all the isms? You know, the real things to pay attention to are our planet and, you know, keeping our air breathable and our water drinkable, and respecting each other and loving each other despite our differences, embracing the universal commonalities. So
it's so weird how we lose track of the simple things, right?
Yeah, and I think pandemic and, you know, just everything, the world shifting has brought us closer together, even through technology. You know, people are now having family Zooms and family meetings with people all across the country that they didn't talk to, you know, except once a year. So it, you know, it kind of makes you hold tight to the people you love and realize, like, yeah, time is short. We never know what's going to happen. So seize the day, love thy neighbor, treat each other with respect, observe the golden rule, which is do unto others as they would have do unto you. And I try to live my life that way, and I try to inspire people through my art with that message.
Cliff said she's also a gifted painter and poet. That's very nice, Cliff.
Thank you, Cliff. He's one of my biggest spokespersons. Yeah, I love to show you some of my art in before we.
Yeah, no, I have it up right here, actually, the cosmic alien art. Can I? May I?
Sure. What do you have there? Oh, yeah. There's the actual real piece, like right there.
Oh, cool. What is that, acrylic? Or?
It's like, I use a lot of oil paint pens.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
So that's oil paint, but in the marker form. Yeah, so I just started a website, Cosmic Alien Art. I have it on Instagram. I also have it on Facebook. And some of these pieces you're showing now is, you know, just very early work from many years ago. I started painting aliens at the turn of the millennium in the year 2000.
Wow.
And I have a body of work. You never got to come over to my alien art museum.
No.
But for 17 years, I had an alien art museum.
You told me about it, yeah.
And now, so should I show you some? Should I do like a little walkthrough and just?
Yeah, I'd rather see it in person, definitely, of course.
So these are some of my pieces in the hallway.
Ooh, I like the colors.
Yeah. I'll just kind of do a quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, view so people can kind of see. And I'm selling my art.
Wow.
Online, and I do orders. That's Boy George.
I was going to say that Boy George. Nice.
Boy George and I have the same birthday, and I've hung out with him, so I had to do a piece with him. Nice. Boy George at the helm of the UFO. Lovers. And I'll show you some. Yeah, these are like pastel on wood.
Oh, very, very nice.
You see that?
Tristan said you're an amazing artist. Yeah, no, I love it. I
And I
love
also
it.
pieces that glow in the dark and fluorescent. So
That's cool.
when you turn on black light, they glow in the dark. Of course, it's still light here in California, so I can't really do the black.
No, don't worry about it. That's so cool.
But
I love some of your pieces look like that sand art almost, you know?
well, I used to paint on wood a lot.
Nice. Very nice. Wow, you have a lot of pieces.
Yeah, these are a lot of the glow in the dark pieces.
Wow. Cosmic Alien Art on Facebook. That's where I was looking.
Yeah, pieces in the works, glow in the dark.
Wow.
Lots of,
Very talented. And all different mediums too.
yeah, that's like I said, multimedia, you know, pastel, oil, acrylic, wood, canvas. There's sometimes I just paint on like household goods, like this cutting board. I love it. Tell.
I see that. I love it. Do you like the show X-Files? That's one of my favorites.
You know, when I was studying theater, I didn't get a chance to really watch TV. So I was TV free during that whole era. And for like 27 years, I didn't watch TV.
Wow.
I also paint elephants. Yeah, elephants and aliens, elephant UFOs.
Cool.
Sometimes dolphins.
So you're channeling something.
Yeah. There's that piece you were showing. Pastel on cardboard on wood.
Wood's fun. That's cool.
State of the planet. And glow in the dark stuff that, like I said, if you put on like a black light, it just pops. It's a whole nother thing.
I'd probably buy. I like glow in the dark art. You sell that online?
Yeah, I will be. So I'm just forming my business and, you know, starting to create the website. And that way I'll be able to sell stuff.
Good screenshot.
So
Thank you. That was awesome. You're very talented. I love the colors and the flow. It's awesome. And let me know. I'll buy a little glow in the dark one for my hippie den. You know.
yeah, for sure. Well, we should talk and negotiate. I have so much art now that it's like I have to sell some. There's nowhere to put it. You know. And my hobby, but you know, it's the part of me that is the meditative kind of like I'm always dealing with show business and actors and agents and, you know, content and films. When I really just want to mellow out, I just throw out my paints and start. And for some reason, mostly what comes out is aliens. And
I love it. Yeah, you have a theme and that's it, you know. That's awesome. I knew we could talk for hours. So, I ask my guests to bring a deep quote and or enlightenment experience to share if you have one to share.
Oh gosh, Shannon, you're gonna ask me that. A quote that I've always lived by is my own quote. There's two quotes. Don't judge a book by its cover is something I discovered very early. And I think that's still just really, it lives true in my life. I think we're so often as human beings, we're just prone to judgment and to, you know, looking at somebody and sizing them up in a second.
Right.
And I always thought as a kid growing up, you know, I want to force people to get to know me. And if somebody judges me for how I look or for my sexuality or my, you know, whatever it is, all those reasons that people judge you for, then they're not getting to know the true me. So don't judge it by its cover, because lots of times people discover, oh, wow, like I had no idea you were like that. So that's one. And the quote that I created as a kid was, if you take me to the edge of the earth, I will show you the sky. And that's just kind of, my thing. Like, I named myself Sky. I love the sky. Sky's the limit. The sky is ever changing and always fascinating to me. As a child, I used to lay in the grass and just look up at the clouds and create what they were in my mind. Oh, there's a horse, there's a unicorn, there's an alien,
Yeah.
But if you get, and what that kind of means is if you get to know me or get to know me through my work, you will have a world open to you. And I like to be that vessel to open people's minds and to open people's ideas and to inspire them to love each other despite the differences. Enlightening experience, one of the most profound experiences in my personal life was I spent a month in South Africa. I went to go visit a friend in South Africa in 2012, 2013. And I've been around the world. I've been in a lot of countries, a few different continents. I've been all over Europe, Mexico, Israel, a lot of places. And being in South Africa, though, it was just like realizing how gigantic the world is, how beautiful the planet is. It was truly just going through that country was seeing some of the most beautiful views and historic geological areas that exist on the planet. And that whole month, I was just in awe of this country that has had so much trouble and has so much suppression and, so many sick people and with segregation and everything. Yet it is like being on another planet because it was just so lush and landscape and beautiful and mountains and oceans and cliffs and ostriches and wine country. And, that was like a whole month of just feeling like, wow, this is living. I'm enlightened. I'm in another part of the planet. Visiting places, third world countries, makes you really thankful and grateful for this country and for what we do have. And I'm kind of, I'm not really the most patriotic American. I'm a lot more of an anarchist, but I think I came home with like a relief of going, wow, thank God I live in America. What a beautiful country where we have so much freedom. So it helped and it inspired the work that I do. That's one experience.
That's awesome. I'd love to go there safely, of course. Yeah, exactly. That's so nice. Was that before or after? No, that was after your America skits, right?
No, it was before. I think it was 20. Well, I don't know. It was kind of during the whole development.
Yeah. Well, either way, you were in some sort of phase of enlightenment, it sounds like, of coming to terms with your location. And we were born into this, right? Essentially. So to be aware of that is a big part of consciousness anyway, that's cool. That's really nice.
Well,
yeah.
In my show, Calling America Don't Hang. The underlying themes is, I play all of these foreigners and characters from other countries.
Right.
To America to live the American dream. And in my characters and, my storytelling and the work, I find that a lot of people, who've come here to live the American dream work 3 jobs, still can't put food on the table for their families, and, are still facing all sorts of adversities. So that's inherent in my work. But then being in another country where, my friends were there like, you can't be alone. You cannot walk down the street by yourself. You cannot stay in the car by yourself. They watched me like a hawk because it has the highest rate, the highest murder, in the world in South Africa at the time. So being able to walk freely and be in a country where you're not worried that you're going to be hijacked or kidnapped or killed, it kind of makes you grateful that, there is a bit of an American dream left that you can come here and have a better life. But it's that balance of people who come for the better life that never get the better life versus people like us who are privileged to have the better life and never realize that we have a great life. So that's
never right. We don't realize it.
Yeah, until you lose your freedoms or you lose your ability to walk outside the house and feel like you can't breathe because you're going to die from COVID.
That actually made me think of your first quote, because if you think about the American way now, we've lost our way so much that we do judge instantly, which and then turns into cancel culture, which is just a way of not appreciating life again, right? So America's lost its way so much that we don't even know the simple important thing of connection anymore. I mean, a lot of us do, but generally there's a divide right now, and it's bothers me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I because I do so much avant-garde and I do crazy work that, you know, people aren't used to or don't relate to. Because most people, when you go to see a show or a play, you know, they just think they're going to sit down and they're going to be entertained and they're going to have a story and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. My work is a lot more abstract and it throws things at you, whether it's images or voices or poetry or, you know, videos, like whatever it is. And I remember doing the first version of Calling America in San Francisco. And afterwards I was sitting in a lounge. And, you know, I didn't know a lot of people out there. So whoever came to the show were strangers to me. They had never seen my work before. They didn't know, you know, what I did. This woman comes up to me and she had just been on my show. It's like a half an hour later. I'm out of makeup. I'm sitting and, you know, just having a drink. And she says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to bother you." And she comes up to me and I feel like a total celebrity. And she's like, "I just was at your show. Hi. You know, I just want to say that was so amazing. You were so talented and just really reminded me of Lily Tomlin." And I said, "Yeah, you know, I get that a lot because Lily is an inspiration to me. Lily is a friend. Lily is somebody who, from Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, that show inspired me from very early on to write solo shows and play characters." But I said, "Okay, thank you for comparing me to Lily Tomlin, my idol. I appreciate that, but can I ask you a question? What are you taking away from the show? Like, what? You don't know me. Aside that I'm talented and I could do all these voices, what's your message? What are you walking away with?" And she just thought for a second and she goes, "Well," and I'll never forget this because it's exactly why I write these shows and why I do art. And she said, "Well, I think it's a message about connection and about treating each other with more compassion and paying more attention to the planet. That we should, you know, all just respect each other." And I just took a big breath and I hugged her and I said, "Yes, yes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking that away. That's what I stand for. That's what I want my work to inspire. Can we all just have a little more compassion? You know, I see a world where people honk and scream at each other and, you know, are in a rush to get everywhere. And, you know, pandemic, slow down. Enjoy the people you love. Tell them you love them because you never know if they're going to be there tomorrow." I just lost a friend a week and a half ago, and it was very enlightening and devastating to just think, you know, one moment, it's one breath. It's the difference of one breath. And yeah, I promised I wasn't going to cry online.
It's okay. I'm tearing up.
I'm a good actor. I can cry on TV. Right, let me just have a moment.
God bless.
Okay, I feel better now.
I honor them. God bless them and their family.
Yeah.
What was their name?
I want to dedicate this show to Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah, it's a dear
God bless.
friend. Horrible car accident, but
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
just really, yeah, that's enlightening. Just going, whoa. And I encourage people who are angry or out of touch with members of their family or old friends to drop their shit and just let it go and call them, because we don't realize things until it's too late. And what if we realized it while people were still alive, and we nurtured those relationships while they're still alive, because they're family or they're somebody that you once shared a profound relationship with. Don't cut people off, don't judge. Just open your heart to compassion and understanding. Somebody looks at you the wrong way, they may have just, passed gas or something, or had something in their life happen that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
But we as humans make up all these things in our mind all the time about, well, they hate me and they did this and they did that and they said.
Right. And we don't know, right? And we make things up.
Isn't that a waste?
A waste.
Let's love each other now, and that's what my alien work stands for too. It's like we're all foreign aliens on this planet. We're given a short amount of time.
Very short, right?
Whether it's a year or 100 years, but what are you going to do with that time? I think a lot about my legacy and, what I want to leave behind for the world, because I don't have any kids, but the world is my children,
Right.
What will future generations, where are they going to get their inspiration? I talk with my artist friends and the groups that I'm very, very close to, and I go, we're the people, we're the Henry Millers and the Anais Nins of our time. We're the Marlon Brandos, we're the artists that hopefully in 50 or 100 or 500 years from now, somebody's going to be opening up a book and reading about what work we left behind. And, I just think about that all the time. So what is my legacy? What will make the world a better place by what I have to offer and give?
Well, I love you, Sky.
I love you too. It's so great to see you. You look beautiful.
You're beautiful. You look beautiful. Thank you. I think people really need a reminder of everything you just said. We forget it, we lose track of it, and thank you, because you said it truthfully from the heart. And go tell someone you love them, right? We have about a few minutes, like 2 minutes. So I just want to say you have an article, and shout out LA and Voyage LA for people to check out. It's on your website. Can they find these things?
Yeah, I think so. Or, just do a search, Guy Palkowitz. I should put them on my website. Yeah, everything's online now, and you just click a button. It used to be PDFs and print out things, but 2 really wonderful articles, just kind of encapsulating who I am, what I do. Shout out LA, Voyage LA, put in my name with those things in a Google search, and you'll find the online articles.
Where can people listening and watching this find you online?
You can find me, like I said, on social media, at Delusional Diva, one word. I now have Cosmic Alien Art, one word, as my handle, and I have a Cosmic Alien Art website.com, delusionaldiva.com, or just, drive up and down Sunset Boulevard and scream my name. I'm right here by the Children's Hospital and the Church of Scientology.
Any last words to your fans? And I know I'll be seeing you soon. But.
Well, I just thank everybody for joining us and for taking the time out. I know, in this busy world that we're all involved in so much, and to sit, and watch 2 people just talk their hearts out. I really appreciate everybody's presence. Hi to all 7 of you, my ex-boyfriend, my ex-lovers, my ex-friends, my dear friends of my exes, and just again, what I would like to leave everybody with is take that time every day to just take a breath, enjoy and appreciate what you have. Stop thinking about what you don't have or what you're gonna have, because really all there is now. That's probably my enlightenment, is that really all there is right now. And make art. Rachel Rosenthal left me with this quote: make art, make art, make art. It is the only thing you can do to ride this crazy wave called life. So if you have some dream or some inspiration to write, to dance, to create, to sing, to play music, to make videos, whatever it is, don't wait. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Thank you. That's awesome. Eric says, "Love you, Sky." That's the last comment there. But thank you for joining, Sky. You're an amazing person. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. Send my love to Ingrid and the babies.
She should be on her way home. Yeah. And thank you so much for asking me to join you and for asking wonderfully provocative questions. And hi to your mom in the background who's listening.
Thank you. I'll see you. I'm coming to LA. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I look forward, and thank you for joining. I'm very honored to have you. I love you, Sky. Thank you so much.
I love you too. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you to everybody online. And, anytime you want to talk, I'm here in my little cave, making aliens and creating my legacy.
All right. I'll bring you back as a co-host soon. Thank you, Miss Delusional Diva. Take care,
Love
Sky.
you.
Love you too. Sky is a very magical queen. Happy Pride Month again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Sky. Very inspirational, very full of heart and passion, and I hope everyone learned something. Next week's guest, I believe, will be another LGBT person. So tune in. Thank you for joining. Meditate, stretch, take care of yourself, hydrate. Much love.